Hello, my name is Alexander Zambitis, and I'm a fourth grade teacher here at the Young Scientist program. I'm here today to talk about adult stem cells, what they are, why they're important, and how they make up all the different parts of our body. First, we'll take a look at the central question for today's lesson. Where do the organs, tissues, and cells of our body come from? Take a second and pause the video to think of your answer, and we'll discuss it later on. Well, to answer this question, let's first take a step back and take a look at some of the organs in our body now so we can later discuss where they come from. Firstly, the heart's job is to pump blood throughout our entire body. The lungs' job is to breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. And the brain's job is to help us move, think, and feel things. Now that we're familiar with some of the main organs in our body, how do we describe what organs are made of? Well, at the smallest level, our body is made up of cells. The cell is the smallest functional unit, meaning it's the building block that makes up our entire body. We are made of tens of trillions of cells. To go from a microscopic cell to an actual person, cells can group together to make tissues. These tissues can group together to make organs, and these organs can group together to make organ systems, eventually making you. Here we see a more detailed illustration of this, where cells can group together to make tissues, tissues can group together to make organs, then organs can work together to make organ systems, and eventually you. So what do stem cells have to do with any of this? Well, stem cells are important because they can divide into all the different types of cells in our body. For example, a skin cell or a muscle cell. Now, stem cells are present all over our entire body, and they constantly replace old or dying cells that need to be replaced. As we can see on the right, when a stem cell divides, it results in two more cells. The first being the kind of cell that the body needs, whether that be a skin cell or a muscle cell, and the second type of cell is another adult stem cell. For this reason, we can have a few stem cells compared to the trillions of other cells in our body, because stem cells are able to make copies of themselves, which then can make other types of cells. And now it's time for our activity, where we'll be using Play-doh to model cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. Here I've laid out the Play-doh we'll be using and the worksheet that has boxes for cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. First, we'll take some Play-doh and roll out some small balls, which will represent our cells. Then we'll take some more of those smaller sized cells and push them together to create a bigger tissue. After that, we'll take some bigger chunks of Play-doh to make our lungs, representing all the tissues that group together to make organs. And finally, we'll put it all together to make three different organ systems using the three organs we saw in the beginning of our lesson. We'll be making the brain, which represents a part of the nervous system, the heart, which represents part of the cardiovascular system, and the lungs, which are part of the respiratory system. And just like that, we have a completed cells to organ systems worksheet. So, in conclusion, the organs, tissues, and cells of our body come from stem cells, which divide to make new cells. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and that you learned something new about stem cells. Please check out some of our other science content on the USC JEP STEM channel, and have a good rest of your day.